Pastor Nguyen Cong Chinh is an evangelical pastor who ministered to his Christian community, comprised mostly of Montagnards, in Vietnam's Central Highlands. He peacefully criticized government restrictions on preaching and religious expression, something USCIRF also has done for years. For these actions, the Vietnamese government sentenced him in 2012 to 11 years in prison, allegedly for the crime of undermining national solidarity. But government officials have not stopped there. Since his detention, prison authorities have subjected him to abusive treatment and denied him his rights. They also have harassed his wife, Tran Thi Hong, for advocating on her husband's behalf, including by meeting with U.S. government officials. Pastor Chinh lived since 1988 in the Central Highlands. He is a longtime pro-democracy and religious freedom activist and critic of the Vietnamese government's ban on preaching in the Central Highlands. He also is the founder of the Vietnamese People's Christian Evangelical Fellowship, a charitable organization that ministers to ethnic minority communities in the Central Highlands, including ethnic minority prisoners and their families. He and his wife, Mrs. Hong, who is a Lutheran member of Vietnamese Women for Human Rights, have 5 children, ages 7 to 19. Pastor Chinh reportedly has been physically and verbally abused in prison, and from October 2016 to March of this year was in solitary confinement. His health is steadily declining. He suffers from high blood pressure, acute nasal sinusitis, arthritis, and stomach inflammation, and is being denied treatment or access to medication. Meanwhile, Vietnamese authorities repeatedly have abused Pastor Chin's wife, have surveilled her, confiscated her belongings, and prevented her from visiting her husband in prison and getting medicine for her daughter. Pastor Chinh and Mrs. Hong are not forgotten. Several local organizations in Vietnam have worked tirelessly on their behalf, often at great personal risk. They include the Vietnam Coalition Against Torture, the Association for Support of Victims of Torture, and a Vietnamese multi-faith roundtable. Pastor Chinh has not committed a crime, yet he suffers in prison in ill health while Vietnamese authorities harass his family. As long as he remains in prison and as long as authorities unfairly treat his family, I will publicly and privately raise their case so that one day soon they may be reunited in safety and able to practice their faith freely.